Hey guys! Welcome to a Greensmith, the first ever Greensmith tutorial. My name is Bri. I'll be walking you guys through a fun fall wreath today. Nothing too crazy, nothing extremely elaborate. Everyone can do this at home. You can find the materials either around your yard or the wreath-based forms we can get at the store as well. I just wanted to thank everyone for signing up for our email list. That's very helpful, which also keeps you guys in the loop of a lot of things that we're doing. This winter we're going to be having a lot of Thanksgiving designs going out all around town. We'll also be at the market on the 21st from 10 to 2. The Selinsgrove Market right downtown Selinsgrove, which is always fun with tons of vendors. So definitely come and check us out then. Maybe pick up an arrangement for your Thanksgiving table, since it's just a few weeks away already, getting late in November already, which is crazy. But today we are going to be focusing on fall wreaths. Very simple, nothing too crazy. You can find this stuff around. I made a couple already, but I made them on a wire wreath form. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a wire wreath form. Cheap. You can get them at Walmart for like $2, depending on the size that you want, depending on the wreath size that you're trying to create as well. Other products that we're going to be using today is this nice twig-based one, which I also can be purchased at Walmart or Michael's. This is a little bit bigger. I think it would look nice for our door for this fall season, so I thought this would be good for us. And then we also have some evergreens that we're going to be using, some golden cypress, a lot of fun stuff here. You can see beautiful greens just chopped from the gardens yesterday, because it's a little bit rainy out today. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain. Hopefully it's not too distracting. And we're also using some pampas grass that we've harvested a few weeks back, maybe even a month ago, and this stuff is great. We also treated this, so it's dried and treated with a little bit of random hairspray here. So putting the hairspray on it actually prevents it from falling, all of the leaves from falling off. You will get some of it falling off when you're making the wreath, solely because you're manipulating it, you're handling it, so obviously it's going to fall off. But once it's on there, once it's sitting, it's not going to do anything unless you really touch it and grab at it. So you don't have to worry about that. Also, I foraged yesterday in the state game lands, mind you, some really cute little pine cones on some twigs. So I have a whole bunch of them, and I might use some of those in today's tutorial. I also have some dried hydrangea that we cut from the gardens. It's really pretty, and it goes really nice with the wooden backdrop as well, so I might add some of that in. So I'm just gonna get started, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email, direct message on Instagram or Facebook. We love that. Another thing I'm using today are just some clippers. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 3 pieces of this long pampas grass here. It has quite a bit of stem already, so I'm gonna cut that stem off so it's easier to manipulate. Once I have that, I'm gonna take my spool wire, and you can get this at Michael's or anywhere. It's just green spool wire, really easy to use, and that's gonna help you attach it to your base here, which is the lovely wreath form. So I'm just going to wrap those together, and once I have that done, I'm actually just going to put it directly on the base of the form, right where I want it. I'm going to start in one position and just take it and wrap with the wire. A thing that I've learned from making a couple of these before is you don't want the wire to be seen at all when you're doing it. So if you lift up some of the pampas grass like this, because it's on little prongs, if you just lift it up, there's so many laterals in it, so it works really well. And just tuck it underneath. So that way when you're going around, you're actually just getting the stem and not the furry feathery parts. So the furry feathery parts, technical terms here, are staying right in line with your wreath form. and the wire is not going to distract the eye. Because showing your mechanics is never a good thing. You want it all to be a magical secret. All right, I'm gonna just cut this off after I've got my 3 here, leaving about 8 inches of wire, cutting that here. And I'm just going to go through the sticks here if I can get it. Might have to separate them a little bit. There we go. And I'm just gonna tie that off here so it's nice and taut and all formed. And then I'm just gonna tuck it back around. I don't know if you can see the detail in this, but also this form base, this wreath form, has a lot of points which you can connect to in the back. You can see all of the wire that's wrapped around here to actually keep the sticks into place. So you can use that as well as your base point and work off of that. You can even tuck in your stems to it, which is what I just did here. Makes it for a nice clean form. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing again, taking a few stems. Again, these were also sprayed before I started with some hairspray, which is always nice. I like to find pampas grass that's pretty much the same size. That way they can kind of go together. I'm putting 3 together again. And I think I might do 1 more line on the inside of this wreath form right here, just to make it a little bit more full, a little bit fluffier. So again, I'm just taking the stems, cutting them off, unraveling a bunch of wire so that way it's easier to use, and wrapping these stems all together. All right, and I'm going to start a little bit further back than that first one that I did, just a little bit further, and a little bit closer to the center spot, just because I want that really full look. Again, pulling it taut every time I go around, especially on those first ones, because that's really where it matters. And this one's actually really nice because I might even not have to do so many loops around, solely because we already have that base formed, and you can kind of tuck in the pampas grass to each other and use those points that we've already kind of tucked in. We can use these for the second time around as well. And already you can kind of see a form shaping here. I want to keep it kind of natural. It is fall. I want it to be fun, nothing too rigid. And I also, on this one, I think I might leave a little bit of the branches showing on this one. Again, I'm just cutting it off and tucking it in when I'm done, and using those points from what we had before, kind of wrapping it around that. So yeah, I think I'm going to, see, I always have plans when I start, but they always change, which is the best thing about floral design and decorating. You can always change your design halfway through, see what you like, see what you don't like. I think I might use some of these hydrangeas. Yes, I definitely will. I like to use a little bit of the flatter ones so I could lay them really nicely onto it. So again, I'm gonna take a stem. I'm gonna cut it down pretty much just to an inch, inch and a half left over here. And this time I'm actually going to take a little bit of the spool wire and I'm going to cut it down to about 6 to 8 inches, just a nice piece. And first of all, I'm gonna tuck in using the mechanics that are already there, that armature that the wreath has already created. and stick in the hydrangea and then secure it with the wire. But to be honest with you, I don't think I need to secure it with the wire because I did tuck it in. So I'm gonna take another piece of hydrangea, cutting it down a little bit. All right. So now that I have this, you can kind of see what I have here. I could even leave it just like that. But what I think I'm gonna do is, now that I have the pampas here, the hydrangea here is my focal point, I think I might bring some evergreens up here and interlock them just to give it a little bit of different texture, to have some fun with it. And I know that Christmas is coming up soon, the holidays are here, so might as well bring in that evergreen, and they always smell so good. So again, I'm using the armature that's already existing, tucking it in there, which works for the base, but once you get around the corner, it might flop down. So that's where you're gonna wanna use your wire to hold it into place. Before I wire it though, I think I'm gonna add another thicker piece on top just to give it a little bit more fullness. Maybe this is a little too full, so let me break this down here. And I know I'm going fast, but you can always slow it down, rewatch, and again, if you guys have any questions at all, just let me know. I'm more than happy to help. Okay. Just tucking it in with these hydrangeas that are already in place. Okay, and giving it a nice little trim on the bottom. Don't want anything too crazy going on. I'm always so messy. That's what my mom's gonna be upset when she comes out here and sees the breezeway in this mess. All right. So I had a little bit more. I'm gonna use that piece that I actually didn't use, that wire piece, and I'm going to just attach it right directly to the wreath form, both pieces, so it's nice and stable and it doesn't have any flop to it when I'm actually hanging it up on the door or wherever you want to put it. Again, just trying to find a spot. Maybe I'll just do it around the whole thing. Flipping it over. Another trick that I like to do is, yes, I kind of just bind them together. But once you have that first bind, you can always see, can't see it in the video because it's too small, but if you actually take it and wind it up the entire thing, it actually makes it closer. So you're taking the wire and spinning the wire instead of twisting it together. So you twist it together first, then you spin it, and it actually gets a really close, tight knot onto the actual hold of the wreath form. Just makes it a little tighter, more secure, and make sure you push your wire back in so it doesn't scrape your door when you're going to hang it up as well. All right, so I'm loving my design now. I might add some more greens up here on the outside, just because it's, maybe I'll tuck some in here. That's what I'll do. Okay. And there's so many different forms that you could do, ideas that you can pull from Pinterest. So if you have an idea, just go with it. A lot of people like to have ribbons going on and maybe some more flowers involved, but I wanted to keep this one pretty simple because it is fall. Just nice greens, all natural dried flowers right here from the farm, which is really nice. And I know everyone's trying to shop local, which is good with everything going on. Really supporting the economy, which is great. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep tucking this in, using those already existing wires that I've placed in there, tucking it underneath, and giving it a little bit more of a full effect. I think I'm gonna put one more piece of hydrangea. So this is what it looks like now. I don't know if you guys can see everything. Maybe a little bit more greens. And then I'm gonna take another piece of hydrangea and just tuck it in. So that makes 3 hydrangea on the bottom. They're really small dried pieces of hydrangea that we cut, so it's very light, it's not too heavy, it's not too dense, so hanging this will be really easy. You could even do it with one of those command hooks and put a hook on the back with some wire. And then I think what I'm gonna do, I do have my hot glue gun here, and I have a lot of fun pine cones that I just foraged yesterday. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue some pine cones onto it. Not too much, maybe just some accent pieces. Just to add a little bit more texture to our piece here. And I think I'm just gonna put them on the side. I'm always indecisive now. I think I'm just gonna put them on the side of the greens here. Just using a little bit of hot glue and tucking it right into our greens, and that will attach to that. Okay. I'm going to do maybe a few on the top where we actually have that exposed part. Let me see. Maybe I'll just focus on the bottom here. I think I might focus near the hydrangeas. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. See, that's the best thing when you're making this. You can kind of try one thing. If you don't like it, take it out. So just to let everyone know, when this will be coming into you from an email. So you have obviously signed up for our newsletters and all of our email lists. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. You should keep checking back, because if you do place an order with us, a Thanksgiving order, I'm actually going to do another tutorial, a longer one. Maybe not longer, but definitely more in depth on how to make a Christmas wreath. And we're gonna talk about bows and adding ornaments and all sorts of fun stuff. So definitely stay tuned, and we will also be taking orders for Christmas arrangements, Christmas wreaths. If you have anything you want us to decorate, I am here for that. So just let us know all of your holiday needs, and we will definitely help out. So I don't want to be too busy on this, and I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time either. I will definitely post a full picture of this as well. That will be in the email. So you guys can take a look at the final product that we've made together today. Yeah. And I'm very happy with how this turned out. I'll show you another one that I made right before this one, completely different. So this is the final product. I probably should have let it dry a little bit more. As you can see, there's just a few little pine cones in there. And I mean, you could even hang it like this, whatever your preference is, or you could even do it this way and have everything cascading down. And you can make it as simple, or you can even put more textures in there, but this is my style and I'm loving it right now. Another one that I did before I let you guys go, I did it on this wire form here. Really easy to work with, very similar to the other one that I just showed you. This one's a little bit smaller, and I did this one kind of like a swag hanging down. You can't really see it in the... So you can see the swag hanging down here, and then I used about 10 pampas grass, and again, those little pine cones. So again, keeping it really simple, didn't use any hydrangea in this, but super fun to make, very easy. And you can kind of see the mechanics if I turn it around, all of the wire. And there you go. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. I definitely enjoyed making it and talking to you guys. So hit us up, get those Thanksgiving orders in. Our drop dead date, which is on the 16th. So get those orders in if you guys want to pick them up at the farmer's market on the 21st. And we also do deliveries to homes or to host. We do succulent pumpkins. Take a look at our website, see everything that we offer, and we can definitely cater to your needs, price point, and otherwise. So let us know what you guys need, and hopefully we'll be talking soon. Thank you so much. Bye.